Hey y'all, what is good? Welcome back to Mo Life. If you're new, welcome back. If you are returning, my name is Morgan. I make videos about life, love, health, relationships, and anything else I feel is worthy of sharing with others. Let's get into it. So lately I've been thinking, you ever get into those modes in your life where you just think about shit extra hard for no reason all the time? Yeah, well that's what I've been at lately. And one thing I've noticed about myself is that my memory has declined substantially. I used to have a cold memory when I was little. My mom used to ask me the names of my friends' parents. Like when I was in preschool, they'd be like, "Oh, girl, what's up? What's her mama's name again?" I'd be like, "Oh, it's Linda." Like I would know her, the parents' names. My mom, I had a cold memory. I memorized shit all the time. That's how I did well in school. And lately, I cannot remember shit. I'm like, I don't even know what I just said. I don't remember what I talked about with my friend. I don't remember what I learned at work. It's just terrible. Short-term memory as a race, and with technology, obviously, our attention spans have gotten insanely short, and I'm sure that has to do with it. But a realization that I have come to make is that humans learn through multiple connections towards something, right? Let me draw some shit. All right, here's my academic paper. All right. On one side, we have an event, right? Here's the event. Let's say you meet somebody for the first time. When this happens, this is my psych major coming into play. When this happens, our brain makes a neural connection and puts it in our memory center, our hippocampus in our brain, right? And it puts it in a little file cabinet, so you remember it in the future. Does that make sense? And now, every single time we go to retrieve this file out of this file cabinet, it strengthens this bond. See how it's fat now? Oh, I see this person. Oh, her name, what should her name be? Her name Penelope, right? Oh, we met Penelope. Our brain goes, this face, Penelope. Boom, one connection. And then the more times we think about her, see her, meet her, stalk her, whatever the fuck happens on social media, we strengthen that bond. Does that make sense? This is my academic drawing. So what I'm saying is this. In order for us to remember shit, we have to consciously make a decision to connect the thing with our memory in our brain. And this is what I found out. I don't know about y'all, but after any type of event, what is the first thing you do? You get off work, what do you do first? You check your phone. You get out of class in college, what do? You check your phone. You get out of the car to be somewhere, you check your phone. You leave your friend's house, you leave a party, you leave your family's house. What's the first thing you do? You leave your phone, you look at your phone, or you're on your phone the whole time. What this is doing is, it is lowering the amount of times that we are running through scenarios and running through events in our life. It's lowering the amount of times that we're doing that. Here's me, for example. In college, I would go sit in a lecture for 50 minutes or an hour and 15 minutes, just take in information, actually be off my phone, right? Immediately out of class, I check my phone. Now, what is that doing? It's a small gesture and everyone does it. But what is that doing? That is completely derailing our focus that we just had and transferring it to something completely unrelated. Now, instead of leaving class and maybe pondering about the stuff that we learned, or going back in your head over stuff the professor said, or questions you asked, or questions you had, you are cutting off that opportunity completely and completely refocusing what your attention is on. And what is that doing? These things are not being created. Here's your class. Here's all the information you learned in class. Here's your brain while you sit in class. The first time you hear it, you're making one line. Now, if you were being smart about it, you would be, all right, I just learned that in class. I'm going to think about it after class, take notes on it, look after my notes. This is our repeated exposure to your notes, and seeing stuff helps your memory and helps you do better on tests. Apply this to anything. You know what I'm saying? So this time, you're in class, you're at a work meeting, you're at a fucking training, I don't know, whatever you do in your life. You do it one time, you go on your phone, and you forget about it, or you wait 7 weeks for the exam or for the presentation, and all you have is this one little dinky line. And maybe you go over your notes a couple times, so, alright. Maybe you got like 2 or 3 lines in there. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? You are not creating strong connections between an event and information and the memory in your brain. So this is why it's important to be present. You need to make conscious efforts to remember things instead of habitually picking up your phone or doing whatever you do that's preventing you from helping you remember and store information in your brain. Another example here. So let's say you and your boyfriend or you and your partner have a conversation, and it's a good ass conversation. Y'all get deep, you learn some stuff about that person, and like you feel closer to them, right? You reach a new level of intimacy in regards to how well you know each other. Now, after you leave, let's say you don't spend the night or whatever, you visiting them and you leave or whatever, y'all separate. If you don't take that time to go over in your head the stuff that you just talked about, as important as that information is and as close as it made you feel in that moment, it's not going to remain if you don't make an effort to store it in your brain. Stuff like that. This is what I'm talking about. Like real life shit where it's like we should be valuing these relationships and like taking into deep consideration the stuff that we talk about. How can I be a better friend? How can I be a better significant other? How can we elevate this relationship? What are the important things to them? Like, it's like making time to like notice small things and then taking further time to be like, okay, now what am I going to do about it? And you have to create time in your schedule and in your brain to like think about that stuff. Now, honestly, this might not apply to a lot of people that are like overthinkers and like replay their entire day in their head multiple times. Like, if you do that and you have like some kind of anxiety that you're dealing with, okay, like this is a totally different video. But I'm saying like people that like normally are like, you have an event and you just completely don't take the time to like reevaluate it. This is what I'm talking about. Basically, I just challenge you to like notice if you do this, notice if it's affecting your memory, and maybe after meetings you take 10 minutes before you let yourself look at your phone, or you can only glance at it to see whatever you need to see, and then you put it away. You don't go on social media, you don't text people back, you don't answer an email. Like, make a deliberate decision to like allow yourself to just be with your thoughts and be with what just happened and evaluate it yourself. And excuse me, this burp tastes like peppers. Allow yourself to just be with those thoughts and with that experience so you can strengthen that bond in your brain and also just help you be more present in life in general. That is all for this video. I just wanted to share that quick little tidbit of information I had floating inside of my head. If you liked it, please like it, subscribe, share with your friends if you think it was valuable. Let me know in the comments, like, if y'all have noticed this or if this is something that you can relate to. I just feel like I'm not the only one that has like noticed this or like struggles with this. So that's all, and I will catch y'all later.